Hello everybody and welcome to Top Shelf Tuesday, Halloween edition, sorry. So I want to welcome everybody, and today's topic and today's theme, as you can see my Batman costume, is what would Claudio buy if he were Bruce Wayne? So in actuality, we're going to do a show based on Roger Dubuis, and the reason we're talking about Roger Dubuis today is Roger Dubuis is now, Govberg Jewelers is now an authorized dealer for Roger Dubuis. Thanks to Jean-Marc Pontroue, the CEO of Roger Dubuis, who stopped in last week, had a great meeting with us, and Danny Govberg. We just installed the displays. We received the watches, which I'm going to get into in a short while. And I'd also like to also say that we're really proud to have Mr. Pontroue to be the first CEO to ever actually be interviewed by us in our studio. So before we get into the watches, I want to share a short little clip with you. It's about a minute long. It's my interview with Jean-Marc, and it's going to be aired this Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to tune in to watch that taped interview with Mr. Jean-Marc Pontroue, the CEO of Roger Dubuis. So roll the video, please. So for some of our viewers who maybe don't know what's going on with the brand, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's been going on and the direction of Roger Dubuis?
Well, Roger Dubuis is a brand which is a relatively young brand. We are in the business since now 22 years. Mm-hmm. We have our own manufacturer in downtown Geneva, where we produce only 4,000 watches a year with the Geneva seal, which is one of the best signature, as you know, in the high-end watchmaking.
Of course.
And lately, we have decided to go much more in the motorsport business. So that's why we have got two partnerships. Which is one with Pirelli and the other one with Lamborghini, which is starting more or less now, mm-hmm. And which is allowing the brand to get an access to much more new materials, among which a lot of new world premiere, new movements, because Roger Dubuis, it's all about movements. We have our own movements, and there is no movements we buy from external parties. And the motorsport is supposed to give us a big acceleration in terms of brand awareness in the world. And
you just came from an event out in California.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was the very first event we had with Lamborghini. With our friends of Lamborghini, we are supposed to have 100 events during the year in different parts of the world. And the first one we had here in the US was in Palm Springs, where we had a circuit. We have privatized a circuit with great Lamborghini cars, and we had about 30 partners and customers who have tried these crazy.
So once again, stay tuned on Sunday to see the entire video. It's about 15 minutes long. You're going to get a lot of information as to what's going on in the Roger Dubuis world. What I'm holding in front of me are a couple of giveaways. And as you can see throughout the show, Top Shelf Claudio, which is my Instagram handle. So next week, we're going to be announcing some winners to win your official Roger Dubuis hat and your Roger Dubuis iPhone 6 or iPhone 7 case. So it has that iconic Roger Dubuis star, and so I'm going to pick one of my followers to give a gift to. So when you win, I'm going to send you a message, and you're going to basically give me your address, and I'll send you this gift. So at the end of next week, if you're not a follower, please follow me, and you have the chance of winning this really cool Roger Dubuis gear. One other thing that I want to say before we get into the watches, I just want to give a shout out to everybody out there. Rod, JBO, Edward, let's see who else is there. There's Andrew, who thinks I look like Robin. I'm Batman. Who else is there? We got Rod, we got Francis, Tom, Mr. Mutton Hollow, David, Funko Hunter. Sorry, I almost cursed. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate the live viewing. So let's get into the hardware a la Tim. And also just another reminder, after this show, Tim's going to have another Watches Live, so switch over to the other What You Want channel, and don't forget to tune in and watch Tim just show you a plethora of watches. All right, so we are an authorized dealer. Let's start with watch number 1. Here we have the RDD BEX 0602. This is a 45 millimeter case with a beautiful blue dial. It's titanium, so it is a big case, but it's feather light. A lot of different contrasts going on in the dial. You've got blue, you've got white. It's got the Super Luminova. This has a 48-hour power reserve. You've got the 60-second hand at the 6 o'clock counter, along with the date. What's really interesting about this watch is also it comes on a black rubber strap. So it's a titanium case, which is a high polish, so it doesn't have that darker titanium tint. It has actually, it looks like a stainless steel watch, but it has the weight of a titanium case. And like I said, the strap is black rubber, so black and blue usually don't match, but in this case, they did a really good job. You also have the titanium folding clasp, the deployant buckle, and one of my favorite features on this watch is the rotor. So the rotor, also kind of in the theme of what Roger Dubuis is doing in the automotive world, has this really very interesting looking black rhodium plated, I think it's it's a black rhodium coated rotor, and it actually is supposed to look sort of like the spokes of a tire. Prior to this year, Roger Dubuis, when we talked about Roger Dubuis, we were always talking about 30, 40, 50,000. This is now their entry-level timepiece. Once again, 45 millimeter titanium case, automatic, 48-hour power reserve, retails for $16,400. So if you've never been able to get into Roger Dubuis, I think now is such a great time and you get great value. It is an in-house movement. This is actually one of the first and only that is not a Geneva seal, which is fine because it's still an in-house movement. Watch number 2, and this is what started the skeleton automatic movement. This is the RDD BEX 0422. So when Roger Dubuis was making skeleton watches, it was always a tourbillon, and at those prices, it started at over $100,000. So a couple of years ago, they decided to come out with this beautiful, very simplistic looking, skeletonized automatic watch, which is the RDD BEX 0422. This watch retails for about $75,000. It's about half the price of what the single tourbillon goes for. But in my opinion, I think this is probably a better looking timepiece than the tourbillon. Or maybe I'm just so used to seeing that single tourbillon that it's really nice to see this. The movement is finished with rhodium plated, and it has the Côte de Genève decoration, also known as perlage. There's 183 components in here. This is a Poinçon de Genève, so there's hundreds of hours dedicated just to the manufacturing process, specifically with the Poinçon de Genève. So you've got the rose gold. The back of the piece is also very interesting as well. So it's skeletonized front and back, of course. The details are just simply amazing. So this is a 42 millimeter rose gold skeleton automatic, and it'll cost you about $75,000. So if I were Bruce Wayne, this is my I guess conservative watch. All right, let's talk a little bit about the car world and racing, and Roger Dubuis' partnership with Pirelli, which was announced in January 2017. So here we have one of the versions of the new Pirelli watch. This is the RDD BEX 0616, and I think, you know, when I was watching Tim and Josh talk about the unveiling of Pirelli and Lamborghini, they said, wow, now it's starting to make sense. Of course, you start with the tire company, and then the unveiling of Lamborghini, which was just about a month and a half ago, or maybe about a month ago, in Sant'Agata in Italy, where Lamborghini and Roger Dubuis finally announced their 5-year partnership. I'm going to turn that watch. So while I'm showing you the front of the dial, I want to talk a little bit about the partnership. You know, you have different color combinations. Right now, I'm going to show you the yellow. They also have a blue, and they also have a red dial. It's not just the colors, but it's also the strap. So the strap is actually composed of part of the winning tires of the Formula One Grand Prix race in Monaco. So they actually, these straps are made of part of the winning tires. You also have the legendary tread motifs, which is from the profile of the Pirelli Cintarato. So it's the intermediate tire. And there you have the logo. I want to show you the box as well. This is a limited edition of 88 pieces. And I believe that of the 88 pieces, yellow and red and blue, so that's, you know, less than 300 pieces worldwide of the Pirelli watches. The retail for these watches are under $70,000. The blue is sold out. So I know that the red and the black is selling out pretty quickly as well. So right now we have just this piece available. It's super fresh. It even has that fresh new car smell. This is a 45mm case. It's also the same RD820 SQ movement as you saw in the 42mm. Beautiful watch, great partnership, amazing coloring. Look, this is not the watch for the person who's looking for that conservative timepiece. This is for that guy. This is for that Richard Mille customer, that guy who loves AP, who likes Hublot. You know, we talked about this before. Roger Dubuis is really becoming the next Richard Mille, and probably at a little bit more affordable pricing. Once again, the price on this watch is about $70,000. The reference is RDD BEX 0616. So, if I were Bruce Wayne, that'd be my third watch. Let's talk about my red and my fourth watch. You gotta have red. Here we have the RDD BEX 0573. So pretty similar looking to what you just saw with the Pirelli, and could be confused, but if you look at the strap, you know right away that's not a Pirelli strap. And when you look at the bezel, you see the red outlining, you see the case is actually made of carbon as well as titanium, versus the Pirelli watch, which is titanium and has some aluminum. But this is pretty distinct, and when you look at it in terms of the strap, in terms of the bezel, I'm just going to hold the Pirelli watch right next to it. You know, once again, guys, for everybody out there who's going to say, you know, conservative, well, this is definitely not the watch for you, and that's okay. I mean, there's only 88 of these, and there's only 88 of these in there. And like I said, we're one of very few lucky authorized dealers in North America to carry this brand. Same movement in the RDD BEX 0473. It's a 45mm case. The strap has a double material with black rubber base and a red calf leather inlay. So whenever I see this piece, I always think of, you know, the interior of a car, of a sports car, whether it be a red Lamborghini or maybe more famously known for their red cars, a Ferrari. This watch is slightly more expensive. It's about close to $80,000, but you could see it has a little bit more detail. And as I said, the materials in this watch are carbon, titanium, and yep, limited edition. First time in Philadelphia. So that is watch number 4. So before I get to the last watch, I just want to remind everybody, we have a couple of giveaways. So don't forget, check out Top Shelf Tuesday. I'm going to pick one of you followers to get one of these really cool prizes. All right, let's get on to the last watch. And La Pièce de la Résistance. This is the double tourbillon. This is the start of Spider watches. This is the start of Roger Dubuis. So what you have here is the double tourbillon, but this was actually the first Spider watch that Roger Dubuis came out with when they started going in this direction. It's a little bit of a bigger case. It's a 47mm case. It's made of titanium. It's got some red accents to it. I have it on a red strap right now, but all these straps are interchangeable. You've got different colors. You've got black, you've got blue, you've got white, whatever it is. Of course, I always say, you know, change your strap, change your watch. But for this show, I decided to put it on a red strap. And you can see those twin turbs giving it a spin. And Roger Dubuis has been doing double tourbillons for many years, double flying tourbillons for that matter. And this has just been one of the most iconic movements in there, and it's here to stay, and it's going to be great to see what they do in the future in terms of styling, in terms of materials and metals. And once again, you'll hear a lot more about what's going on with them in the future during my interview on Sunday. What I like to really focus on this watch is to talk a little bit about what does it take to make this watch. First of all, there's 301 individual parts in this watch, right? So that's 300 individual parts that were made by Roger Dubuis. There's 1,200 hours of manufacturing just to make this movement. And 360 hours are devoted just to the Geneva seal. So the movement, just like many of the other movements, are charcoal gray rhodium plated. And it has the perlage finishing as well. You have the double tourbillon in the shape of the Celtic cross, and they're going in the same direction, and of course finished with the Poinçon de Genève. This watch goes for about $270,000. Yep, it might cost as much as your house, it might cost as much as your car, but once again, you are watching Top Shelf Tuesday. Let's get a close-up one more time for the viewers. This is definitely the most exclusive brand in the house. Less than 20 authorized dealers in the United States. This is a brand that is definitely growing fast. It's a brand for people young at heart. It's a brand for people who enjoy the finer things in life, who don't care about labels, who are not interested in what everybody else is wearing. This is the brand for you. So I just want to thank everybody again for tuning in for this broadcast. This brand is obviously near and dear to my heart. There's going to be a lot of interesting things going on in the future with the partnerships with Lamborghini, with the partnership with Pirelli. There's going to be a lot of very cool things going on with Roger Dubuis this year. So if you want to come and see the watches, we're located at 1521 Walnut in Philadelphia, Center City. My number is below. Don't forget to follow me on Top Shelf Tuesday. I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in today. Please don't forget, after this show, we've got Tim coming live at you at the What You Want watch reviews. I'm watching him right now putting together an all-star lineup of watches. Stay tuned, and thank you very much. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you all next week. Cheers.